Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Train Up a Child Homeschooling. This is Kathy. So today I'm bringing you my school picks for 4th grade for the year 2024 to 2025. So for our school picks for this upcoming school year, we have chosen to go ahead, go with reading 4 through BJU. And I'll show you what that looks like. This is the reader. Sorry, I have a tripod, but I lost it. I don't know where it is. This is the reader. So this is these are the stories that would be inside the reader. It's just one big reader. It has different genres of stories, so it's not just like your typical reader. It has autobiographies, it has biographies, it has biblical accounts. It has like more like informational stories, like that explain things, like let's say for like about nature, things like that. It has also some classic literature in here as well. And it's, as you can see, it's a very big reader. It has historical, nonfiction stories. It has fiction. And then here in the beginning, it should tell you, okay? Here it tells you, for example, the name of the story, the title of the story, the author, and then also what genre it is. This is poetry. This one's folktale. This one's reader's theater. This is a fable, a Bible account, so on and so forth. So they have, all the stories have a different theme. This was dreams. This is friendships. And of course, like different genres, seasons. There's a Christmas carol, poetry. Creations. I think this is the last one. It also has a glossary in the back, and then that's what the reader looks like. It's very, very thick, as you can see. This is the work text. So this is my first time actually doing a reading curriculum that has a workbook with it that my kid's gonna write on. So that this is something new for us. Because before we were just doing like the Abeka readers, and then prior to that we were doing all about reading. Okay, so this is a biblical account. So it'll have questions, like comprehensive questions, or questions for comprehension, should I say. So it'll change up. It'll be fill in the blank. They also have like Venn diagrams. Sometimes it'll have them go into scripture. It'll tell them like, okay, go find this scripture in the Bible, and then it'll ask them a specific question about that scripture. So I love that. For the Abeka, when we were doing it last year for the reading program, we were just doing the readers. The questions for comprehension were just done verbally. So this is the first time we're actually do something that's more like on her own. I don't have to be asking her the questions. She can just come do the workbook and do the work on her own completely. And then I would just check it at the end of the day. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside. If you buy the teacher's guide, it'll also have more additional comprehension questions that you can do verbally with your child. But I opted out of the guide. I'm just not interested. I don't, my daughter's already a pretty good reader. I just want her to read the reader and make sure that she can go deep into what the story is about and learn how to comprehend the story in a more deeper way. You see here, it'll have some scriptures, and then here it'll have some questions about the scriptures. So I love that. I love how this curriculum incorporates the Bible a whole lot. It's very Christian, very biblically sound and based. Okay, so that's one of the other reasons why I opted for this curriculum instead of other secular reading curriculums. I wanted something that would I want to incorporate God as much as I can. Okay, this is about John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist Church. BJU, I don't think they're a specific denomination. They don't really talk about denominations in their curriculum, but John Wesley has an amazing testimony. I'm not a Methodist by not by any chance, but he has an amazing testimony. Here we got more Bible scriptures, more questions, and things like that. So my daughter's already a pretty good reader, so I didn't want like a really full, heavy reading curriculum. I just wanted to do this to incorporate, you know, of course, reading stories and then just answering some questions that have to do with scripture, that compare the story with the Bible or to Christian characters and things like that. This is the assessment, which is kind of like a test. So this one talks about George Washington Carver. So I guess she reads that and then she'll answer the questions. It'll be like a test. And then here it'll tell you lesson 52. So it tells you right down here what lesson you're using these for. This is for lesson 8. Okay. Oh, and also something that I would like to point out. In the workbook, it tells you exactly, even though I don't have the teacher's guide, it tells you exactly, for example, rhyme and repetition. This is lesson 2, pages 2 to 3. So the pages, obviously, is talking about the reader. Okay? So it's asking you to read pages 2 to 3. Okay? And then you're supposed to answer these questions. So you see, you don't really need, and then look, it's usually a front and back worksheet, pages 2 to 3. And then here is lesson 3, pages 4 to 9. So you see, you don't really need the teacher's guide. You see, you can just read 4 to 9. You see, it's this story right here. Where does the story end? Page 9. Okay, so then it wants them to read this story on lesson 3, 49. Okay, and then it'll continue. Okay, lesson 4. Now let's start from 4 again, but let's continue reading all the way to 15. And then let me see, would that be the end of the story? 11, 13, 14, 15, yeah. So on the second day, it'll have them read the beginning again and then finish until the end of the story. Okay, just so you have an idea what that looks like. It also comes with the answers. I have not opened this, but I'm assuming it looks exactly like this, except with the answers filled in. So that's what we're using for reading, just this. Just the reader, the work text, and the test. Okay, for math, we're sticking with the Simply Good and Beautiful. Last year we did Math 3. This year we'll be doing Math 4. We're very excited about it. Math 4 has video lessons that are completely free that they can watch online. They will just scan this QR code here, and it would take you to the Good and the Beautiful page where there's a video lesson for this lesson, of course. And then here, it gives space for your child to work out the problem that they're going to learn about in the video lesson. It also has a mini lesson, which is right here. It says mini lesson right here. The mini lesson is pretty much if you don't want to do the video lesson, or let's say your child didn't really get the video lesson and needs more practice, then you continue on to this, okay? Or if you don't want to do this at all, then you just do the mini lesson. So, and also the mini lesson is meant for your child to do on their own. So the 4th grade program from Simply the Good and the Beautiful is meant for your child to do this independently, completely. So the mini lesson was also written in a way that your child should be able to understand it and do it themselves. Okay. My daughter's super excited to start this program. I showed her a few videos with the instructor that they have leading the video lessons for 4th grade. And she absolutely loves her. She thinks she's like so pretty and friendly and very charismatic. So we were very excited about it. The Good and the Beautiful math is definitely a spiral method of learning, which I enjoy. I know some parents do not like that. It is very spiral, which means that in every lesson, you'll go into different topics. For example, here we're talking about rays and angles. Okay. And then we're going to go into polygons. Okay. So it's a different, topic. And then we're going into fractions. Okay. And then we're going into some review games. So it does jump around quite a lot, but the great thing about it, there's built-in review. Every lesson you will be doing review. Okay, every single lesson, there's a review page. There's a lesson practice page where you get to practice what the lesson was about. And then there is a review page where you get to practice things that you have been going over in the past few lessons. So I appreciate that, because we're not stuck in one topic for like 10 lessons straight. We're moving on to something new, and at the same time, we're constantly reviewing, always reviewing whatever we have been talking about lately. So you have your lesson video, scan the QR code on your phone or tablet. That, or you can try to do it on your computer, just type it in. It has the link right here of what you can type in. So do your lesson practice, and then you have your review. Okay, review. Okay, and then it just continues like that, the whole book. It also has built assessments that are built into the workbook. Those are usually a few pages long. Like, for example, this is an assessment right here, so you can use this as a test, or maybe you can just use this as just regular work, just review. Okay, and it is a few pages long. I really enjoy this curriculum. I feel like they go at a pretty good pace, and at the same time, I like it because it covers certain things that I wasn't covering in other curriculums. I noticed that with the 3rd grade and with the 1st grade that I did with my son. So we really enjoy it. Also, every day that you do your lesson, your math lesson, you're also going to do a mental math. And this will definitely be parent-led. So you see lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. Every day there is a mental math question. So you would pretty much, this is how you would hold this book. You would hold it like this. This side would be to your student. This side would be to the parent. It's the answer key. So you would hold that to like this. Your child would be, sitting like in front of you. And then you ask her or ask him the questions. And then here they give you the answers. Okay, and then on this side, all they have is just a question. Okay, and these are mental math questions. Now, if they get all of the check marks on their lessons after every 5 lessons, they'll get a reward. The reward will be a sticker. And this sticker will be applied to their map. And this is the map. The map. And then by the end, by the time they finish this book, not only have they completed a whole map of a certain story, they actually have a short story here for them to read. That is from The Good and the Beautiful. Okay, and it even has a choose what happens next. And this is their reward that they get at the end of the year. They get to read the story. Now, knowing my daughter, she will probably get a hold of this book and read the story in the beginning of the school year, because she just loves to read. Hayden and the Hidden Village by Jenny Phillips. So that's the actual book. So I think the whole book is in here, because it says wait to read this book. So I think the whole book is actually in here. It must be a short story because it's not very long. Okay, so then that comes with their 4th grade program. So we're really excited about that. And then it also brings the answer key. All their other math levels also bring an answer key, but you have to buy it. It comes as an add-on. This was included in the program. So it's pretty much just the answer key. Okay. Now, for spelling, we are going to do spelling by BJU. Okay, we already started this program because we're almost done with our school year and my daughter really wanted to start it. So we just like, okay. So it's pretty much you have your day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5 would be a test. Okay, and then it continues to list number 2. Okay, it also has dictionary skills. So they'll ask them questions regarding certain words that are in the list. And in the back, they have the dictionary. Here's the dictionary. It'll also have some pictures. I love BJU. It's so colorful and very attractive to the eyes. So it'll have all the words that they're going to be talking about here that have to do with looking them up in the dictionary or anything like that. All you have dictionary in the back. So you don't have to get a separate dictionary. So it teaches the kid also here in this page, your child, how to use the dictionary. Talks about guide words, entry words. And this is all stuff they're going to cover in this spelling curriculum. They're going to talk about entry words, parts of speech, and things like that. So I think that's very thorough spelling curriculum that we're even including the dictionary into it. Because we're actually learning like, hey, what do these words mean? You know, how are they used in a sentence? You know, what parts of speech are they? You know, things like that. And this is the word list. It all has some review words and also some challenge words for every week. It is biblical. So it is a Christian curriculum. It'll incorporate God several times throughout here. It'll incorporate scripture as well, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go with it, because I really wanted a Christian curriculum. Okay, and that's what that looks like. Spelling, grade 4, from BJU as well. So we're sticking with reading and spelling from BJU. Now, this is a continuation, which I should have mentioned earlier, from the reading program. This is the Teacher's Edition Part 3. Now, why do I have a Teacher's Edition Part 3? I said I'm not using any Teacher's Edition. Well, for the third portion of the program, I am. So we're going to be reading from these 3 chapter books. From The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This came with the curriculum. Medallion by Dawn Watkins. And Sarah Plain and Tall. So the reason why I did keep the Teacher's Edition for this portion of the curriculum, because in here, all the questions for comprehension are going to be in the back. And I have to print those out. I have to scan them. For example, I have to scan this on my scanner and print them out. And then in the back is the answers. Okay? So that's why this is all... I did have to actually get this one, because this one, for these chapter books are not included in the work text, in the workbook for the kids. The worksheets for these are just in here. Why did they do that? I have no idea. But here we are. So it'll have the actual worksheet, and it'll have my answers. So I'm going to have a lot of fun time scanning all these pages and printing them out. So that's why I do have the Teacher's Guide Part 3, not Part 1 and 2. Part 1 and 2 are pretty much have to do with the reader itself. I just got the Part 3 because of the chapter books. And then also it'll have like questions for comprehension while you read the book. You know, it'll have some cool like synopsis and things like that, some vocabulary words. But I don't think I'm going to be doing all that. But I'm just mainly getting it for these worksheet pages for comprehension and things like that, activity to do with the story. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing also for reading. Okay, then moving on. For grammar, we are part of a CC community. So my daughter will be 9 this upcoming school year. So she will be doing Essentials, which is a grammar program that CC offers. Now, because we do homeschool year-round, we're about to finish our school year and we're about to start it again. So we're probably going to be starting our new school year probably like around May or June. So, which is a while before CC will start back up again. CC will start back up again probably like late August. So in those few months that we have, that we don't have CC, that we don't have grammar, we're going to be doing this. Language Fundamentals, grade 4 from Evermore. I love their fundamentals workbooks. I've used them in the past, also for language arts. And I just love them so much. They're so open and go. So I'm gonna have her do like a front and back page, a front and back. And I love how it has like this information box at the top where it explains to the child what they're going to be learning. So if there's no need for you as the parent to explain anything, they can read it themselves. I'm all about independent learning, independent work. I know a lot of veteran moms, that's what they do. Their children learn independently, especially as they get older. Now my daughter's gonna be 9. She already does a lot of independent work on her own. So this upcoming school year, she's gonna be doing even more independent work. And I'll just check her stuff, when she's done to make sure she did everything correctly. So this is what we're gonna be doing because I don't want her to go a bunch of months of no grammar practice and then go into the essentials program at CC, which is kind of advanced. It's advanced grammar, and also they teach them how to write. And I'm not talking about handwriting. I'm talking about like actual write, like essays and paragraphs and things like that. So I want her to get plenty of practice throughout the summer and all the months that we're going to be without CC. So this is why I just got this curriculum. So we're definitely not going to be able to finish it because we're only going to be using it for a few months. But at least she'll continue to get a refresher and lots of practice before we start our CC year. Okay, so this is what they cover in this particular grade 4 language fundamentals. They cover pronouns, adjectives, nouns, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, sentences, capitalization, abbreviations, punctuations, usage, spelling, and vocabulary. And it continues. And then lots of review, and then it has the answer key in the back. Okay, here it has a suggested teaching path. Okay, it says, if you wish to use this book as a core resource, we suggest teaching the skills in the following order. Okay, cool. I might try that. Because I like to do spirals. So what I did before with this curriculum, I would just, the pages are perforated. I would just take out the pages and just keep mixing them up. So every day she would be doing something new. And then we would rotate, back. Like, let's say we would start with nouns and then end with sentences. And then when we did all of those, we would go back to nouns and things like that. But who knows? I might follow that order that they had there in the beginning. I'm just trying to cover as much as possible with her so she doesn't forget any of these foundational truths and facts. So when we start essentials, it would not be something so like, oh yeah, I did that a few months ago. And it would be something that is still very fresh in her mind. Because the Essentials program with TC is definitely advanced grammar program. So I want her to make sure she gets lots of practice before then. So that is it for now. That is what I have chosen as my daughter's core curriculum for this upcoming school year, 4th grade, 2024 to 2025. I will be uploading also my son's upcoming school choices for his 2nd grade year. So be on the lookout for those. And I will also be uploading my end of the year review for my son's 1st grade. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and God bless you.